Hello and welcome to the next tutorial of Nafhaa. In this tutorial, we'll be deep diving into the inquiry module into the Nafhaa offering. So, where to find this inquiry module? You can just type in here in the search box, or you can find it under the business development section, the inquiry. Okay, so this is the first view or the landing page of the inquiry module or function, and here you'll be able to see the list of all the existing inquiries which you have added or which are visible to you. And here even I can click on this record and open on this record, or you can we can just go ahead and define a new inquiry. So prior that we will see this is a refresh button, this is a search button, so you can add any phone number, email address, or a name, or a partial name, or a half phone number, or a partial email address, and you will be able to filter all the records in this inquiry module. Then you can click on the hyperlink wherever your cursor turns to hand cursor. You can click there and open that particular inquiry. uh, then you have a refresh button. If there are any internal changes, you can have an internal refresh, which will be a quick refresh instead of whole browser refresh. Then you have a column picker where you can choose what columns you want into your business function and what columns you don't want to see. So these are all the list of visible columns. These are all the hidden columns. These are by default hidden. This is a default view when you start with the inquiry model, but as per your convenience you can customize it. You can just enable any of the field over here, and you can even hide any field if it is not very much relevant to you, so you can just hide them. Okay, click OK. Your view will be customized. See, the address field is visible here now. So whatever you want as a user, you can set it, and it will be your personalized view. It will not affect other users view. Okay, scrolling here will show you another fields. So from here also you can just edit the data like this. So I can just go here and update the data. Okay, then we have Excel export. Whatever data you are seeing here, it can be exported to Excel with the selected columns. Like now you want to export the data to Excel, and you want to only keep customer name and phone and address. You just go to column picker, choose the columns, and then export to Excel. So you can have your custom reporting. uh, then we have PDF export, same as Excel. PDF export is also available. Then you can go ahead and pick the quick filters. We call them as quick filters because you can quickly access them, so we call them as quick filters. And from here you can select any kind of filters. You can apply multiple filters, like if you want to filter any specific customers inquiries, you can just select the customer. You can pick the date range, you can filter them by status, and you can even apply multiple filters. We have a separate tutorial for how to use quick filters, but this is a quick introduction to or the information on the quick filters. Going up or going ahead to this, you can even go to edit filter. We have a separate video on edit filters too. So these are the filtering options where you can filter the inquiry data and obtain your reports whatever you want. So you can add any kind of filter and export the data to Excel and PDF kind of things. Then from here itself you can run your email campaigns and SMS campaigns. Even this inquiry module is linked with your Facebook account. So if you are running any ad campaigns, lead campaigns on Facebook, all your Facebook lead data will be automatically synced to Nafhaa. Apart from that, you can even have an offline sync option, so you can download the report from Facebook, and at the day in or a periodical time you can just import it from this button here itself. So once you click here, it will ask for the Excel file which you want to import, and you can just select multiple representatives from here, and those representative will be automatically assigned with the number of inquiries into your Excel sheet. So suppose there are 100 inquiries in your Excel sheet and you are selecting two representatives, then 50-50 will be divided into two representatives. Then we have some pipeline kind of thing. We will be covering those into the another tutorial, because this is a very interesting functionality and a common functionality used in many of the modules. Then you have inquiry template. What is inquiry template? So in inquiry template, you can set your default email templates, SMS templates. What should be a how should be a thank you email? How should be a closing email? Okay, so any kind of emails or the SMS templates, you can do the configuration in email templates. We have a separate tutorial again for the Steam template section. Then you have a very detailed section where you will be able to see very minute details of your inquiries. Then you have bulk option, delete option. As I showed you that you can even edit the data from grid also. That data can be changed and you can just bulk save. So suppose if you are having 10 inquiries, you are changing multiple data for multiple inquiries, just make the changes and click on the save. This is the maximize view button. Then as I see that you can opt your column sequences and you can select the column, even if you like, if you say that the date should be the first column from next to the number, so you can just drag and drop and this view will be saved for you. If you feel anytime that I know I just want to go back to my default view which was there, which as a standard view, so you can just click on this button and it will reset your preferences or setting for this module, for this particular module. And then here comes the inquiry settings. Once you click on this, it will show the options for the customization. So Nafhaa is very customized solution where you can choose what functionalities you want into the particular module. So now we are into inquiry. I'm just opening this inquiry settings. Here you can see the settings which you want. So like if you want to make follow-up mandatory, if you want to have an automated email to your inquiry, if you want to enable the OTP mechanism in inquiry, so just go ahead and explore these things. They may be very useful for you. So here you can just select the options which you want, which you don't want. You can remove some options, you can enable some extra options. Okay, if you want to have some escalations on inquiry for follow-up, then you can just go ahead and enable this settings. Okay, so this is the brief information on what are options offered in the inquiries landing page. So now let's go to the new inquiry section. So this is the by default view of Nafhaa as offering when you are new into inquiry, but you can just, as I said, as I showed you in inquiry settings, you can opt for many options, enable them, disable them, hide them. Okay, so here you just select a date. By default today's date and time will be set. You can just go ahead and select the customer name from the drop down. You can search the name. You can go ahead and add the products. So Nafhaa, and you can just add the quantity. Here freight and fin are enabled by default. You can just disable them. You can enable even taxation in inquiry if you want. You can hide this discount if you want. That's all part of your settings. So I'm just adding this product. You can add even multiple products. So now this, as I'm logged in with the admin user, the owner is admin, assigned to his admin. If you are adding this inquiry and if you want to assign it to some another user, you can just go ahead and select the user to whom you want to assign this inquiry. So if you see every field has the quick information, just hover on it and it will show you a brief info on what this field does. Okay, so like using this field you can set the customer name for the current inquiry like that. So this is the basic thing where you can just add the products or items for which the customer has inquired to you. You can go ahead and add multiple products over here. There is no limit. You can add 50, hundreds, whatever product you want in a single inquiry. So now let's move to the next section. So we are into we are adding data for a single inquiry. This is the basic page or inquiry page we call, where you can select customer, add the products and assign it to some different user if you want. Then go to the additional details section where the default status will be open. If you want to set expected closing date, you can just select the date from a calendar. If you feel that this expected closing date should be mandatory, just go to settings and opt it as a mandatory thing. Then you can select the source. You can just define multiple sources. So now there is only one source added. As per your company's business thing, you can add multiple sources over here. So like if you are also dealing with Facebook add, so just go ahead and add. And this all things are permission based, so if you're having a permission to add the source, you will be able to add the source from here. Then comes the stage. Here also stages, as I showed you can, as I showed to add the source, you can add the stages as per your convenience. Then if you want this type, you can select type as hot, warm, cold, and again if you want to make this as compulsory, just go to settings and make this type as compulsory. So I'm just selecting what is a win confidence. Then if you want to have a branches, if you have multiple branches, just you can add your branch from here itself, or you can just go to branch and add the branches. If you don't have multiple branch, you can opt out from the settings. Similarly goes for RFQ. If you are using RFQ, you will be able to add the RFQ number and date. If you don't want, you can just hide them from settings. And it is again, if you are opted to RFQ module in Nafhaa, then only you are able to see this fields. So now this portal which I am just demonstrating is having the RFQ module. RFQ is request for code, and so we are able to see the RFQ number into this inquiry. Then apart from all this information, if you want to have any additional information, you can just go ahead and write down. It is a multi-line field. You can have detailed data over here. Then comes the follow-up section. This follow-up section is a manual follow-up section. Nafhaa offers the follow-up automation too, so you can even automate the follow-ups. If you are going to add the manual follow-up, just go ahead, add the new follow-up. What is the follow-up node? What are the details? When you want to do this follow-up, and later when you are closing, then you can mark the status as closed and what was the time spent on this follow-up. So you can add even multiple follow-ups, and from here itself you can create the appointments. You can send the SMS reminder, schedule the SMS reminders for the follow-up. Like if you are going to have a demo, then you can just click on the schedule reminder, and on the same follow-up date and time prior 15 minutes, your client or customer will be notified on the SMS that now you are having a meeting or a demonstration or a presentation, whatever it is. So like this, you can add multiple follow-ups over here, and this follow-ups can be done by multiple people, and you can just see who has done this follow-up. Apart from all this data, if you want to maintain any notes for this particular inquiry, you can go ahead and add multiple notes. So note will be captured that who has added note, what was the note content, and about what time it was added. So you can have a multiple notes over here. So now let's go ahead and save this inquiry. Save. Okay, so this is our inquiry. By default, your sorting will be done by inquiry number as a descending order. You can click here and sort by name, sort by phone, sort by address, sort by amount, whatever you want. Like sort by type, just click on the column name and it will get sorted. Then even you have this Excel style filtering, just go ahead and just click the filters. So who are convenient with Excel, they can use these options. Even you can just club your inquiries by any kind. Like I am just dragging and dropping the type. So now your hot, warm, cold inquiries are clubbed together. If you club it by customer name, so whatever customer names you are having, now we are having only one customer, so we are seeing that there are two items for this inquiry for Silicon ID. Just go ahead and expand, you will be able to see all the customer. So we are having a separate video on how to do the grouping. Just explore that. You'll be happy to see that video because it's very exciting feature to drag and drop and see the data analysis. So this is for all, this is today everything for inquiry. Sorry, there's one point, you can just create your favorite views also. For in inquiry, what is favorite view? Just please explore the favorite views tutorial, a separate tutorial for this. So thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed this video.